Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our show. Well, we have a very special guest tonight. I want you to give a warm welcome for a very special woman. She's written a book called DTM, Diva of Toastmasters. Please welcome Miss Cheryl Wronski. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Greg. It's lovely to be here with all of you.
Well, I was reading your book and I found it fascinating. And you truly are the diva.
Thank you very much. I try.
Now, for those for the guests so that they understand, you just got your Distinguished Toastmasters
Yes, I did.
designation.
Yes, I did.
And can you tell us a little bit about what it was to go through the process to get to that point?
It's an amazing process. In my case, it was 5.5 years. For some people, it can be longer or it can be shorter. It's the highest recognition you can get as a Toastmaster, with the exception of accredited speaker, which is a completely different category. It has so much involved. It's both the leadership track and the communication track, and it's so much fun because you can be creative when you need to be, you can be serious when you need to be, and it's a very amazing experience to actually achieve that.
So for the guests, I know some of them are working towards in that direction. Can you give us a couple tips about some of the things that you found difficult to deal with?
Well, some of the hardest ones are the ones where you have to go outside of yourself. You have to go outside your comfort zone, and you have to deal directly with other people. For example, you have to be a district officer in order to achieve one of the leadership awards that goes toward that, which means you have to be an area governor or above. For me, it was an area governor, or you have to be a district officer. And so you're dealing directly with people. Now, for me, that's easy because I love helping people, and I love helping people grow and change. And as a result, you grow and change yourself. But for some people, that can be quite a challenge if they're used to being in their own comfort zone.
Okay, so now I know that when I got into Toastmasters, I had certain goals and ideas and reasons for getting into Toastmasters, and I'm curious, what drew you to Toastmasters?
Actually, it was not only just a personal growth mission, but I also did to support somebody that I love very much. He had been facing some of his own challenges as far as communication. And he decided to try Toastmasters, and I went along as a support system, and I found my passion.
Excellent, excellent. So you've gone through all of these different steps. Did you find anything that led you into looking in a new direction in your life because of some of the stuff that you did in Toastmasters?
Oh, absolutely. I discovered that the positions that I have been in the past, such as office work, office manager, while I'm very good at it, and it proved to be rewarding in many cases, was not all that I wanted to do and all I wanted to be. A recent position that I had at the Ronald Reagan Library as manager was much closer to what I would like to do because I was putting together events, I was dealing with the highest level possible of people. And it helped me being a Toastmaster because I wasn't afraid to talk to someone who was a chairman of board of a major company. I wasn't afraid to negotiate with the leader of the Republican National Committee when they wanted our photography services. And it's because of Toastmasters, because for example, I did the interpersonal communications book. But this Diva book will show you step by step how you too can be a diva or a divarette, depending on what you choose to be.
Now, I found that in the book there was some sections in there where you talked about helping other people and what that was to you to help other people. Because as we know in Toastmasters, our whole goal here is to help each other achieve the goals that we're looking for, no matter what that goal might be. So as we go through the process, we're looking for those things that are going to help us. And I know you talked about in the book where you were helping some of the people to attain their goals and find their ways. So can you tell us a little bit about that part of it?
I love mentoring people. I've been very fortunate in my life, not just with Toastmasters, but in other parts of my life, that somebody cared enough to say, you know what, let's try this for you. Or, you know, you could do that better, and this is how you do it. Or, have you ever thought of trying this? And when you're a mentor of anything, you get to take somebody that has asked you for help, or that you see needs help, and you get to steer their gift, their energy, or, you know, their passion for something in a better direction, or in a different direction. And then when you see them grow and change, it's an achievement for them. And it makes you feel good that you may have had just a very, very small part of it. And you just get a great sense of pride.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, when I was looking at some of the things that you've accomplished over the years, I was wondering, there's times when you get on the stage, and I know it happens even when, in the TV business, we get up there and we get a little fear. There's that little wall of fear that you're trying to face and get through. Because you have to keep in mind that there's behind the camera there's 20 million people watching what you're doing. So I know there's times when you got up and you had those fears, and I know there's some times where it didn't go as well as you thought it was going to go. How did you deal with that?
Well, there's always first of all, I don't think about the 20 million. I think about the people that are just in the room. And I think to myself, and try it with me, Greg. In fact, everybody try it. Deep breath, and say to yourself, showtime.
Showtime.
And that's actually a psychological aspect that they actually did a study on, that a well-known psychologist suggested to the people who were scared to give presentations at work, even one-on-one. Because it takes you just a little bit outside yourself. You become, or you access those little bits and bytes of computers in our brain that isn't scared. And then, of course, if something goes wrong, you just smile your way through it. And, for example, technical difficulties, like a microphone that doesn't work. Okay, you raise your voice, eyeball the sound man until they get it right. But you just smile your way through it and just hope it gets corrected.
It's kind of like a play or any TV show. The show must go on. You just have to keep on going.
Exactly.
Never give up. Just keep on moving. I know I've had times where I've struggled, but I always seem to get through it somehow. I always find that way to break through that little fear level and continue the conversation and get to where I want to go.
Sure.
Now, I know for me, I've had fears because I love being on camera. Did you notice that?
Why no? We never would have guessed that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm here on this show, because I love being on camera. But it's been such a fun thing for me because I'm actually a very shy person. And my family wonders why I got involved in show business in the first place, because I am such a shy person.
I take it you've gotten over that since then?
No, not really.
Really?
Because the camera is right there, and there's just a few people in the audience here, and so I don't see the 20 million people out there. I don't worry about
Exactly.
that. I do better with 20 million than I do with 2. That's just who I am. But I love to talk to people, and that's part of what I was enjoying about reading your book, is because that's what it's all about, communication, in any level of what you're trying to do. And that's why I wanted to have her as a guest on the show, because this is a person that has gone through all these different levels of learning communication, not just in speaking, but in leadership, how to lead people, how to guide people, how to help everyone to move forward. And that's what's feeding her and feeds her future. And that's why I wanted to have her here, because this is one of the top things that we're looking for. So I want to really thank you, and please, all of you, get her book, DTM, The Diva of Toastmasters. It's a great book, it's a great read, it's an easy read. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you, everybody.
We'll be back right after this.